Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we delved into the fascinating history of translation and explored why it plays such a vital role in our interconnected world. Now that we've discussed the history and importance of translation, let's explore some of the most common methods of translation. These methods are essential tools for translators as they help navigate the complexities of translating across languages and cultures. Each method comes with its own strengths and challenges, so buckle up as we embark on a journey to uncover the art and science of translation. Let's kick things off with literal translation, sometimes referred to as direct translation. Imagine trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle by focusing solely on the shape of each piece without considering the bigger picture. That's literal translation in a nutshell. It involves taking each word of the source text, that's the text we're translating, and replacing it with its dictionary equivalent in the target language, the language we're translating. Sounds simple, right? Well, not so fast. While this approach might seem straightforward, it can lead to some pretty hilarious and sometimes nonsensical results. Think of those online translation tools that often spit out awkward or downright confusing phrases. That's often the result of literal translation gone wrong. The problem is that languages are far more nuanced than just a collection of words. They're infused with idioms, cultural references, and figures of speech that don't always translate well literally. Imagine translating the English idiom "kick the bucket" literally into another language. It would likely lose its intended meaning of to die and instead conjure up images of someone actually kicking a bucket. However, literal translation isn't all bad. It has its place, especially when dealing with highly technical or specialized texts where accuracy and precision are paramount. Think legal documents, medical reports, or technical manuals. In these cases, preserving the exact wording is crucial, even if it results in a less than elegant final product. Now let's loosen our grip on the dictionary and explore the more flexible realm of free translation. If literal translation is like trying to force square blocks into round holes, free translation is like sculpting a beautiful masterpiece from clay. It's about capturing the spirit, the essence of the original text, even if it means straying from the literal wording. Think of it like this. You wouldn't translate a love poem with the same rigid precision as a recipe, would you? Poetry is about evoking emotions, painting pictures with words, and creating a certain rhythm and flow. A free translation allows the translator to do just that, to recreate the magic of the original in a way that resonates with speakers of the target language. This method is particularly useful when dealing with literary works, poetry, marketing materials, or anything that requires a certain level of cultural adaptation. It allows the translator to bridge cultural gaps, explain references that might not translate well directly, and ensure that the text flows naturally and engages the reader. However, free translation comes with its own set of challenges. It requires a deep understanding of both the source and target languages, as well as the cultural nuances that underpin them. A skilled free translator is like a cultural chameleon, able to shift perspectives and find creative solutions to convey the intended meaning without losing the essence of the original. Chapter 3: Dynamic Equivalence, bridging the gap between literal and free. So far we've explored two ends of the translation spectrum, the strictness of literal translation and the freedom of free translation. But what if there's a middle ground? A way to balance accuracy with naturalness. Enter dynamic equivalence, a concept developed by linguist and translator Eugene Nida. Nida argued that the goal of translation shouldn't be to simply translate words, but to recreate the same impact on the target audience that the original text had on its intended audience. In other words, it's about making the message resonate, regardless of linguistic or cultural differences. Dynamic equivalence aims to find a sweet spot between literal and free translation. It strives for clarity and naturalness while remaining faithful to the meaning of the source text. It allows for some flexibility in word choice and sentence structure, but avoids straying so far from the original that the meaning becomes distorted. This approach is often used in translating religious texts, where the goal is to convey the spiritual message in a way that's both accurate and accessible to a modern audience. It's also useful in translating advertising and marketing materials, where the focus is on persuading the target audience and eliciting a specific response. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the most common translation methods. As we've seen, translation is so much more than just swapping words between languages. It's about bridging cultures, conveying meaning, and finding creative solutions to complex linguistic puzzles. It's about taking a text from one language and making it sing in another, preserving its essence while making it accessible to a new audience. Whether it's the precision of literal translation, the artistry of free translation, or the balance of dynamic equivalence, each method plays a crucial role in breaking down language barriers and fostering understanding between people across the globe. And that's something worth celebrating, don't you think? I'll see you in the next video.